time for Nerdgasm.
Hey, what's up, Nerdgasm fans? Jerry here, and I'm here with my good friend,
JayzTwoCents.
and he is in the Nerd Cave for the first time ever here in Seattle, Washington, and we decided that it'd be really cool for us to do a little bit of a question and answer session. So I reached out to you earlier today and asked you to post your questions to Twitter using hashtag AskBarnacules. And we also did the same thing for JayzTwoCents. He's gonna have the very same type of videos we're doing right now up on his channel, so make sure you go check that out. There will be a link in the video description. Also, if you didn't notice, I finally got my shirts in. This is my first run of shirts that I started on shop.barnerd.com. I have a t-shirt shop, and I'm also going to be selling some 3D prints on there and a lot of other cool stuff moving forward. It's badass. And as you can see, Jay is wearing this t-shirt is for poor people because he is poor people.
This was sent for review.
Yes. And this right here is women can relate to me because I have breasts myself, which I do.
Chicken breasts.
Alright, so one of the requirements of this video was we asked you to ask silly questions. We don't want to get into a lot of tech on this. We'll do that in the future in many other videos. We just want to have a little fun. So I'm going to be answering the silly questions that I select. So let's go ahead and jump in and get this party started. Alright, so Simply Tree asks, what would be the first thing you'd buy if you got $1 million? I would buy 1 million lottery tickets because I want more than $1 million. Jay?
So that somehow seems irresponsible.
Well, if I just magically get $1 million, it's not like responsibility plays into it.
I would totally buy a car. Because my bike is getting tiring.
What kind of car?
Fast one.
Fair enough. All right, Simply Tree asks, would you rather marry Logan RTW from Tech Syndicate for his DeLorean or Linus Tech for his Lambo? Linus for the Lambo, because I like Lambos.
I'd marry Linus just because he has a pretty mouth.
Oh my god! Alright, Carter Y asks, would you rather pee on a lion and reap the consequences or constantly be chased by penguins? I'd personally pee on the lion, because I like peeing on things.
How fast are the penguins?
You ever run Linux?
Then I have nothing to worry about.
Nothing at all.
I'll be chased by penguins.
I changed my mind. Penguins. All right, Andrew Evans asks, how did you get started with programming? Also, any tips on how to start for beginners? Well, I got started in programming when I was in about the first grade, and it was because I was basically special ed and sniffing glue, and never mind. All right, Ishpri asks, how will you react if a horde of female fans come to you when you are with Miss Barnacules? Hashtag curious. I don't take Miss Barnacules anywhere. Luke Cole asks, were you as funny and popular in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. All right, Toast asks, what do you and Jay think of each other, like about each other, and what keeps the friendship strong?
I think if we answer the first two, we might not keep the friendship very strong.
Fair enough. We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But thanks for trying. Kevin's Tech Channel asks, how much did that workstation of yours cost? If you're referring to the one from Puget Systems, it was $10,800, of which I paid nothing. Because sponsorship, baby.
And he's poor people.
Yeah, I can afford it. All right, Ishpri asks, how are you so sexy? All right, I'm just going to go out on a limb and think he's French-Canadian. But it's a lot of work.
Do you think a body like this just happens?
No, it's a lot of eating and
It's an uphill battle.
and holding still a lot. Kyler Nee says, how much do you think your man cave would cost if you were to sell it as a whole? It's not for sale. It's not. And if it was, $50,000 US and it's yours.
He'll take checks.
No, I won't. All right, the Stupefying Spider says, can you send me 15K, please? All right, Owen Thompson asks, what would you be doing if computers didn't exist? Probably the exact same thing I'm doing right now with them existing, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean?
I ain't saying. All right, Jaden McGuire asks, what is the cheapest gaming setup? I'm going to go with a deck of cards.
That's pretty cheap.
They are cheap. All right, Liam Buckrill asks, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? Starbucks. Yeah.
The moon.
Wait, I want to change my answer. All right, Kelvin Valley asks, why is 11 not pronounced 1T1? That's what I've been saying.
1T1?
That's what I've been saying forever.
Why is 11 not 11-teen?
That too.
Or 12-teen?
Smart people are so stupid. All right, Adam C asks, deep dish or thin crust? Deep dish, baby, all the way.
Stuffed crust.
Was that your name in high school?
No, it was Doughboy. Thanks for reminding me.
All right, Kyle Ross says, have you ever left the flash or sound on your phone while taking a poop nap and had somebody say something? True story, I left the sound on once and I was like, and I heard the guy in the stall next to me just bust up laughing, and then I tried to hold the laugh in and I started farting and shitting furiously, and he started laughing louder, and at that point it was game over. Okay, so Ryan asks, if you had a choice between having to drink your own pee or drink watered down Jaeger, which would you choose and why? Probably my pee, because Jaeger's bad enough before you put water in it.
I would drink Jerry's pee.
That's just grody. All right, Owen asks, if your life had a soundtrack, what song would be included? That would be Weird Al Yankovic, Just Eat It.
Mine would probably be by Celine Dion.
All right, so Jesus Lopez says, will you consider switching from the STI to an R34 Skyline if there was one in Seattle? Absolutely. Those cars, that's like a dream car of mine.
That's totally a question for you because I don't have an STI.
They're badass. I'd consider it.
Rub it in.
All right, Nathan asks, would you rather wrestle Arnold Schwarzenegger naked or have to run through the city naked and covered with jelly? That's a tough one. I'm going to go with, well...
What flavor jelly?
Yeah, that like jelly flavor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, old or young?
Yeah, like or post-Conan or pre-Conan?
It almost sounded like you said pre-com. All right, DJ Dot Gaming asks, if you had one day to live, what would you do and why would you do it?
My wife.
Yeah, that's a safe answer. I'm going to go with my wife.
Covered in jelly.
Hey, do you swing?
Well, actually.
All right, so Nickel Judge asks, if you were able to make your own game, what would it be and why? Well, I do make my own games. It's called Angry Sharks. And why? Because cha-ching!
I'd make anything that's better than that piece of shit Angry Sharks.
Angry Sharks?
Angry Sharks.
All right, John Patrick asks, if you had a possibility to go abroad, would you consider coming to Norway to get batshit drunk with real Vikings? Does a bear shit in the woods? That's my answer.
What is a real Viking?
I don't know.
I want to know what a fake Viking is, actually.
Batshit drunk. You're thinking about the wrong thing here.
We have Minnesota Vikings.
I hate you. All right, Scrappy asks me, opinions on Bob Saget? Awesome. Just search for something called The Entertainer. You'll be scarred for life.
He really is a dickhole.
In a good way, though.
Big dickhole.
Around. All right, Kenan Taylor asks, have you ever 3D printed anything for your wife? What do you think, buddy? And no, there will never be a video. Made one for his wife, too. All right, Salvador Abba asks, do you like pie or potatoes? Seriously, don't make me choose, bro. Don't make me choose.
Potato pie.
All right, guys, well, that concludes this little Q&A session. Thank you for all the silly questions. It was a blast. It's nice for Jay and I to be able to unwind a little. Make sure you go over to Jayz2Cents channel. There's a link in the description. He also has a video just like this one where we address his questions. Guys, thanks for letting us let our hair down a little. This isn't going to be a constant video, so please spare us the comments that are like, oh my God, we don't like the direction that your channel's going. This is not the direction. Jay's just visiting me. We're just having a good time, so just let us have a good time and stop giving us so much hell. Bye.
I really don't like the direction your channel's going.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Also come over to Twitter. I'm at Barnacules. I'm a real social guy. Also, if you have a couple of minutes, check out some of these many other videos. I made them myself.